Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, who contributed to the peace of humankind through science, was born in Germany in 1879. There were always beautiful music sound and happiness in his family, who loved literature and music. As a child, Einstein started to learn music from his mother. When all the people in his family played music together, he played the violin. "Einstein, you have improved your ability a lot." His father and mother praised him. One day, a group of soldiers marched through the village. People applauded and shouted for joy toward them. "Daddy, who are they?" "Well, they are soldiers who defend our country." "But Einstein, it is greater to defend the country by peace than by force." Einstein was lost in thought after his father's remark.
"You stupid Jew!"
Einstein was ostracized by other children after he entered an elementary school. As a result, he lost interest in school life and got poor results. After entering a gymnasium, Einstein didn't receive proper education on science or mathematics, although he was really interested in them. But he could learn science and mathematics with the help of his uncle Jacob. With his graduation ahead, his family moved to Milan after his father failed in business. But Einstein remained in the school dormitory for the sake of his graduation. But he couldn't endure the strictly controlled life in the dormitory, so he applied for leave of absence from school. But he wanted to study again while staying with his family. After all, he returned to school. He was so good at mathematics that he entered Eidgenössische Technische Hochschule in Zurich, Switzerland. He majored in mathematics there. But he was more interested in physics than mathematics, so he invested more time in physics than mathematics. "Einstein, you are often absent from my class. What on earth do you major in?" Although his professor rebuked him, he couldn't break Einstein's enthusiasm about physics. After graduation, Einstein had to earn money due to his family's difficult economic situation. He got a job as a public servant with the help of his friend Grossman. But he set up a research group called the Olympia Academy and conducted researches enthusiastically. Einstein announced a lot of his research results in an annual German physics report, including the special theory of relativity. As a result, Einstein's name became known to the public and got a job as a professor for the University of Zurich with the help of Professor Kreiner. As a university professor, Einstein taught his students enthusiastically. He didn't show any solemnity or formality, which were typical of a professor. But he had no less academic knowledge and enthusiasm about teaching than any other professor. Einstein decided to leave Switzerland for Czechoslovakia, and he worked as a theoretical physics professor there. At the age of 32, he attended the Solvay Congress and announced his theory of relativity, which was recognized by all the scholars around the world. At last, Einstein became a member of the world-renowned German Academy of Science, so he lived in Berlin with his wife and children. He was very happy when he could serve as a professor for the Berlin University and a member of the Academy. But the First World War that broke out discouraged his heart. I wonder why people make war. Einstein continuously asked himself that question. When the war ended 5 years later, scientists performed their researches freely again. Around that time, Einstein's theory of relativity was proved, and he became a famous man. When Hitler seized power by using Nazis, he began to catch and imprison Jews. Einstein was also a Jew, so he had to leave Germany. Alas, we are being persecuted just because we are Jews. At last, Einstein went to the United States and lived there with the help of the Advanced Academic Research Center at Princeton in the country. The Nazis started a war for the purpose of conquering the world in 1939. It was the Second World War, in which Germany joined forces with Japan. The Nazis are trying to make an atomic bomb. On hearing the news, Einstein sent a letter to the President of the United States. Mr. President, an atomic bomb is an extremely dangerous weapon. If Germany makes atomic bombs ahead of others, the world will become a terrible one. The United States government must make atomic bombs ahead of Germany. The terrible war struck terror into the whole world. Einstein was absorbed in research together with thousands of other scientists and technical specialists. At last, he succeeded in making an atomic bomb in 1945. But Germany had already surrendered to the Allies. An atomic bomb was dropped on the city of Nagasaki in Japan, which was continuing the war. The bomb was extremely powerful. Its explosion resulted in the miserable death of about 300,000 people. But Einstein wasn't happy at all. Because many countries, including the United States, continued to make dreadful atomic bombs, Einstein appealed to the world. There should be no longer any war. It is important that countries trust countries and that people trust people. This remark made by Einstein, who wished for peace, moved the whole world. Einstein closed his eyes quietly in a hospital in April 1955.